So hello. I don't normally make this kind of content. It feels a little weird, honestly, doing this and not being live. I don't know why. If anything, this is less pressure because I can just edit shit out that I don't want. But I've been in a funk recently. I've been wanting to make stuff, creative stuff, and I haven't been able to get off my own ass. So this is me doing that. So if you're watching this, welcome. Glad to have you. But this is a very opinionated video, and I'm a very small creator, and I'm like extremely small. So my opinions probably don't matter. So this video is more. It's more for me, if I'm being honest. Less for anyone else, unless you really care about my opinion. I don't know why you would. I'm 20 years old and I'm wearing a Batman shirt. I don't know why you would care about my opinion. But I'm doing it regardless, just because I need to do something, or I'm gonna go absolutely crazy. And I saw a couple people doing this style of video where you get a top 9 of your favorite things, kind of talk about them, give reasons why they are what they are to you, and I just think that's a good way to, express myself in the way that I desperately need to. So I have my top 9 video games, as a few other bigger people have done, and I just thought I'd go through it myself. This list is only 9. It was impossible to even think. I don't really have a lot of favorite things when it comes to favorite movies, favorite TV shows. I don't have a whole lot, especially not 9 that I can just think of off the top of my head. So I had to really, really dig for a couple of these, and some of these games I haven't even played in years. But they've just made such an impact on me that I had to put them on here. So yeah, let's just get right into it. First of all, okay, and second of all, Beat Saber. It's gotta be my favorite, honestly. It's the game I've played, and not the most of, but it's the game that I've enjoyed most of my time in. And I don't know what it is about Beat Saber, but I love it. Love it so much. I'm already kind of a coordinated person to begin with, so I was able to pick up pretty quick. I was pretty much able to do hard mode, like hard level songs, right out of the gate. But if you've played Beat Saber, you know the difficulty spike is insane for this game. The difference between hard and expert is like one of the biggest level gaps I've ever experienced in a video game, and then from expert to expert plus is an even bigger gap, which makes it so rewarding for experienced players. When you finally nail down your first expert plus, and then you just get into the groove, and you can do pretty much every song on expert plus, which is where I'm at. I mean, pretty much Ghost is still an untamable beast for me, because I don't have fucking all week to play nothing but Beat Saber. Also, one of the few VR games that doesn't give me motion sickness, which is great because I really enjoy VR games, but I can't play them because I get so motion sick too easily. But this game does not cause that for me. The first time I played this game, I couldn't stop. I had a migraine by the end of it because I was just playing it so much. I got so into it, I've got download custom songs. I tried Beat Saber mapping for a little bit. I did I think 3 or 4 songs. They got a couple thousand downloads too, which is pretty crazy. This game has just been here for me whenever I need to do something physical that's not too demanding. And whenever I need kind of I don't know, a confidence boost almost. I'm nowhere near professional, and I'm not great at it, but I am decent at it. I'm better at it than I am at most games. I'll say that. and it's really satisfying to play, and it scratches an itch in my brain that no other rhythm game ever has been able to scratch for me. One of my favorites. It's hard, honestly. A lot of these games are tied. It's definitely top two for sure, though, just with how much I play it and how like influential it's been to me. Sometimes I can't stop thinking about this game. It is a work of art. It is beautiful. I have bought every single expansion pack without question, without second guessing myself. The second it comes out, I buy it instantly. And then I do custom stuff whenever I can as well, because I just love this game so much. I have 2 copies of it as well. I've poured so much goddamn money into this freaking VR game, but I love it. I love it so much. I was just seeing how far it's come. I started playing. I wasn't like into it from the beginning. I started playing when they added Expert Plus as a mode way back in that update, and it's changed so much since then. Got online mode now. Oh my god. I need to talk about Beat Saber Online for a minute. First of all, incredibly fun. I wish there was voice chat. Oh my god. The amount of like cool people that you meet on there. Oh my god, I wish there was voice chat. But I do have to say, if you are one of the people that goes into Beat Saber Online and insta-locks Ghost, what the fuck is wrong with you? Please die. If you want to practice Ghost, do it in single player. Because I stay in lobbies for like 2 hours straight, and the amount of people that come in and suggest Ghost, by the time you do it, I've played Ghost 5 times already, and I can't even do it once. How do you think my arms feel after the 5th time I'm doing it, plus other songs in between? Don't come in and insta-lock Ghost. If you want to practice Ghost, do it in single player. Goddamn, pisses me off. Sorry. But otherwise, great game. Oh, and I should say, these are in no particular order. They're just in a random order that I put them in. Like I said before, it's hard to pick a favorite out of these ones. There's so many good ones. But let's move on to the next one, which, big fan favorite. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, I'm a big Zelda guy. I've always said that if I were to get a tattoo, it would be the Triforce, all black, filled in, on my forearm. Just because the games mean that much to me. I grew up on A Link to the Past for the Game Boy Advance. I loved that game. I've beaten it like 3 different times. It's not on this list, just because I like these games more than A Link to the Past, especially Breath of the Wild. And I think it's dumb to say like Breath of the Wild isn't the best Zelda. Like, I'm sorry. No other Zelda that has ever come out holds a T to what Breath of the Wild is. I don't care if you're an Ocarina of Time junkie. I don't care if you're a Majora's Mask nerd. Breath of the Wild is better, and you're just gonna have to accept that. Take off your rose-colored goggles and accept the truth. This game is incredible. One of the best open-world adventure games ever created. The music, the landscape, the storytelling. It's nothing else has come close to the way this game has made me feel. I've beaten it. I can't even tell how many times. I've invested more than 1,000 hours into this game easily. I've played it on stream to completion. There's something just insanely special about this game to me. My most like I'm one of those guys that brings their Switch on vacations and plays in the hotel. And I went out west of where I live for a little bit ago, and this was the only game I played. I went out for 2 weeks. I beat the game twice in that time, and it was incredible. Now, not like I've seen like speedruns and like speedrun tactics in this game. I can never do that shit. There's no way. That stuff's so crazy to me that that's even something you can do in engine. I'm not even gonna attempt it. I'm just here for the vibes, honestly. Puzzles are great. You know, they're challenging yet easy in a weird way. Which I mean has always been kind of a Zelda thing, but I think especially with this, it's stuck a bit more. I love how each time I've played, like I said, I've played this game so many times. Every single time I play it, I find something new and I discover something that I didn't know about it before. Like cutting down trees. I didn't know you could cut down trees until the second time, my second playthrough. Okay. I had no idea until I accidentally cut down a tree. It was like mind boggling to me. Like there's just so much stuff. And then I mean you get a freaking motorcycle in the DLC. Like I thought it couldn't get better, and then there you go. And there's just so much to do, so much to see, so much content. And like I said, the music, some of the best I've heard in video games that I've played. Maybe my focal lens for music in video games is pretty small, but so memorable and like it's beautiful, really. Like I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, there's like so many like remixes of like the classic music and all that stuff. It's just so good. It's also pretty. It's anime as hell. Like that, the final cutscene for when you fight Ganon. Spoiler alert. Is so anime. For when you have all the divine beasts ready and they all fire at once, it's such a good like payoff. And man, I didn't even talk about the characters. The characters are fantastic. I feel like it's weird because there's not a lot of character work. There really isn't. Like I feel like a lot, like Ocarina of Time has a lot of Zelda stuff, um, and Majora's Mask has a lot of Skull Kid and all that, which are great characters. And there's barely anything in this game. You only get to see a whole lot through memories and like cutscenes. And there's a handful of them. There's like 12. Game good. Play game good. Very excited for the second one to come out. I'm going to be pre-ordering it and playing it till I die. All right, next up, Infamous Second Son. Now,
You have any idea how embarrassing it is for me to keep arresting my own brother over and over again?
Maybe you should stop arresting your brother over and over and
You
over
think this
again.
is a joke?
No, I
Is
don't.
this how you want to leave your mark on the world? Seem to be getting the hang of your new symptoms.
Right? And of course, the only downside being that, nope, can't think of anything. This is pretty freaking awesome.
now I'm gonna preface this with I haven't played any other Infamous other than this one, which I know is going to drive a lot of people crazy. The fact that I'm putting, or it'll make a lot of sense as to why I'm putting this one on, not other ones up, because I've heard really good things about the other ones. But I was an Xbox 360 kid. I was not a PS3 kid. I never had the chance to play the earlier ones, and I've just been too lazy to get a PS3, PS2, and play the early ones. So I just settled with this one. This was one of the first games I got for when the PS4 dropped, and you would know because it has all the touchpad integration mechanics, like the spray paint and the shake and the like thumb scanner. It has all that stuff, which for the time was pretty innovative. It didn't age very well. Those mechanics did not age very well at all. They're kind of the worst parts about this game nowadays, but for the time it was pretty cool. It was original. It was interesting. I enjoyed it when I played it for the first time. This was the first story-based game that had like choices for me to play. Like I said, I'd never played the earlier Infamouses. I didn't know what it was about going into it. I just my mom bought it for me with the PS4, and so I played it. Yeah, like it was my first choice-based story game. So I mean, obviously, I did the good guy route first because I'm a good little boy. Doesn't make any bad choices. And I loved it. I fell in love with this game. I've always been a big superpower kind of guy. Like, I'm really into that kind of stuff. And just seeing the way they did it was really cool. I like how you can have multiple powers. I thought it was going to be smoke the full way through, and then when you got to neon, I was like, oh. And then when you got to video, I was like, oh. And then we got rock, and I was like, oh, okay. And then just like flipping in between them. and just like going around the city, like beating up people, blowing up cars, and like doing all this crazy stuff. It was the first time I'd ever experienced an open world game with like that much carnage and destruction. Because I was never like a GTA kind of guy. Honestly, it's not for me. But doing all of like this crazy stuff was great. And at the time, I liked the story, albeit it is pretty, you know, cringy. Did not age well these days, I will admit. At the time of playing it, I was a little younger, so I didn't pick up on that kind of thing.
Taken down by a gamer.
Also, I would just like to say, speaking of the story, the villain, the true villain ending of this game is cold as hell. If you haven't played this game, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's cold as hell. I don't know if the other Infamouses go that hard, but if they do, goddamn, maybe I should play them. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I really like the pacing. I enjoy the pacing quite a bit. How like they separate different characters by their powers, and you can like always go back to other powers at any time you want. But like you just unlock the new ones as you meet new characters. You learn a bit about them, and they're all connected to the beginning of the game. It's great. The art for the cutscenes, don't even get me started on that shit. That shit is incredible. Any like of like the spray paint art is fantastic. I love that so much. And yeah, just the overall vibe. The second half of the game, I haven't played it in so long, so I forget what it's called. But when you cross Augustine's Bridge into the whole new city, after you've been in only one city for the entire game up to that point, it's like starting over, but you still keep the progress you've already made. The pacing is just it's incredible, and it makes the game so enjoyable. The fact that you know you have choice, you can play your way, whether you want to be the good guy, whether you want to be the bad guy, or whether you want to just be in a moral gray area and do whatever the hell you want. And also how the good guy abilities help you be a good guy, and the bad guy abilities help you to be the bad guy. It's fantastic. You want to kill people, you'll unlock abilities that'll help you kill people. You want to not kill people, you'll unlock abilities that help you to not kill people. It's very straightforward, and it's very good. And you know, a lot of story-based games, you can make choices, but it doesn't really change a lot of the story. It's like in its essential bits. This game feels different when it's still the same, like missions. Essentially, they're a little different, but it feels like a different experience when you play the good guy side versus the bad guy side. It feels like you're playing a completely different game, even though it's essentially the exact same thing. It's just reskinned, but like it's great. It really is. You know, for an early PS4 launch, it was good graphically, I would say. It definitely impressed me when I first got the PS4 and first started playing that kind of stuff. So I liked it. I love this game. It holds a good part of like 2016 in it for me. 2017. This game is my gaming experience in those years of my life, which were, I know they are for a lot of people. Like summer 2016 was some of the best time of my life. So, you know, this game, I think, represents that part of me. And I just had so much fun with it. And I played it so much. Even after I beat it, I just messed around in the open world doing stuff. I 100% completed both sides, the good guy and the bad guy. I've revisited it and playing it in the hardest modes and all that stuff. It's really good. I enjoy it. And if the other Infamouses are just as good or better, then, you know, maybe I should try to find like a PS3 and or a PS2 and try to play them. Remember I was talking about rose-colored goggles before? Pokemon Emerald might be that for me.
Ruby, Sapphire, そして第三の冒険。ポケットモンスターエメラルド。
Because I don't think it's the best Pokemon game. I do not think it's the best Pokemon game. Yet it is my favorite Pokemon game. Pokemon Emerald was the first Pokemon game I ever played. Well, on my Game Boy Advance, I talked about this before. But it was also the first real video game that wasn't like Roly Poly Oly and His Adventures on CD disc drive on my dad's old like thick Dell monitor. Pokemon Emerald was the first real video game I ever played. It's my childhood. I was talking about how Infamous is my summer of 2016. Pokemon Emerald is years like 6 to 10 for me. It's just a nostalgia trip. Every time I play it, every time I revisit it. I remember my first playthrough, I was so happy to get my Blaziken to level 100. And I figured out, that that sneaky strategy you can do with the berry machines, where you go to a certain machine. All the AI at the berry machine are crap at the berry machine. So you always win at a certain one as long as you get it perfect every time. Because if you don't, okay, I'll explain the berry machine. So what the berry machine does is it creates a little cube, a Poke Cube. I don't know if that's what it's called. You feed it to your Pokemon and it increases its base stats. Every Pokemon has its base stats. Like it's that little graph of it's like a pentagraph and it fills in their stats. The Poke Cubes increases your Pokemon stats. So you could quite literally max out every single one of your stats for your Pokemon. And I remember getting my Blaziken to level 100 and maxing out its stats, and it would even would one shot pretty much every Pokemon I would ever fight. I did so much in that game, and that was back when the Game Boy Advance still had online. Or not, it wasn't online, but when they did the events, like the Mew event. I remember doing the Mew event. And I think they had like a battle tower event that they did when the game was still like fresh. They had all these events and stuff, and you could trade Pokemon and all that. I don't remember if it was true online or it was something with the internet. I just don't remember what specifically because it was a long ass time ago. But yeah, and despite how much I loved this game, I don't think I realized how big an impact it had on me at the time because I sold it at a garage sale. My original copy of Pokemon Emerald, I sold it at a garage sale for probably like $2 because I was a dumb 12-year-old kid. And so I've recently went to like a flea market where they had a copy of it for like $40, of course. Should have asked them to test it for me though, because it turns out the game was in German. And back then on the GBA, there's no language settings. If you have a German copy of the game is in German, and there's no way to change that. So, I still have it. Let me see if I can find it. I didn't sell this. Thank God. My mom would not let me sell my Game Boy Advance, despite how badly I wanted to when I was a kid. Thank you, Mom. This thing is a relic, and I love it. But I remember at the store. Here it is. The guy had 2 copies for sale. One did not have the label on it, and this one did. The one without the label was cheaper, but I mean, I had to go for the one with the label, obviously. Because why wouldn't you? And I wonder if this thing still has battery. I remember it holding quite well. Oh, that's nostalgia right there. Oh my god. Smaragd edition. Can you see that? And then I remember I opened the game and I was like, Smaragd edition. And it says Druk Start. Druk Start. And I remember seeing that and I was like, what is that? What? And then this came up. Der Sprechen the word just. I don't know if I'm. Intern Batterie ist verbuscht. Spiel kann fortgesetzt werden. I don't know if I'm saying all this right. I remember seeing that and panicking a little bit because I was like, oh no. And then I tried to look in the language settings. Nobody changed it. But yeah, I played it and I beat it. I played the full game in German and I beat it purely from memory because it's in German. I don't know what the fuck anyone's saying. I didn't have the time to learn German. I learned a little bit from it. Like I learned what the moves were. It's been a while since I've revisited it, so I don't remember now. But at the time, I learned a little bit. So I beat it purely off of my memory of it from when I was a kid. And man, that was a time. That was a time playing this again on my Game Boy Advance that I had when I was a kid. Just talk about nostalgia and rose-colored goggles again. I also caught every single legendary in German, and some of the puzzles, like the Regirock, Regice, Registeel, Regigigas puzzles, are so difficult in English, especially for a child. I beat it in German. I got every single legendary that you can get. Like I said, the Mew event was like a special thing that you needed internet for, and of course, Nintendo's stupid and disables internet for all the old consoles, so you are required to get the new one if you want to use internet capabilities. Oh, also, at the time, Rayquaza was my favorite Pokemon. Like, still kind of is. It's a big green snake. I do like that. I do like me some big green snake guy. I don't care what your favorite Pokemon game is. Team Aqua and Team Magma are the best teams ever. Okay, just saying. Yeah, and I'm not a Gen 1er only. I definitely don't love like the new Pokemon, but it's whatever. It's fucking Pokemon, dude. Get over it. Who cares if you're a 151er? Fucking, it's Pokemon. Love them all, dude. Love them all equally. Gotta love them all. But I mentioned that this wasn't my favorite Pokemon game, because my favorite Pokemon game is Black and White 2. Because I think I played that one the most, and I had the most fun with it. For the story, I did actually like the story quite a bit, and the Unova generation was my favorite generation, if I had to pick. Alright, next up we got Risk of Rain 2. This one's pretty niche in terms of the ones that are on this list. It's, I would say, the least known game. But I've really gotten into what are they called? Roguelikes. I'm a big roguelike guy. Binding of Isaac, Enter the Gungeon, Risk of Rain 2, Slay the Spire. I love roguelikes. I just like how every run is different, and it's like a thinky brain challenge. It's great, but also a skill challenge. And Risk of Rain 2 is a prime example. This is yet another thing. I've never played the original Risk of Rain because it's 2D. This game is 3D, and I like 3D games better than 2D games. That's just a personal thing for me. So I'm not really interested in playing the first one. The second one is very fun. If you don't know what Risk of Rain is, like I said, it's a roguelike. So you're timed. The longer you play, the harder the game gets. You have to get through 7 rounds. Or is it? I think it's, or it might have gone down. They've finished the game and added a full story mode to it. But I think it's 7 rounds. You beat a boss, all the while collecting little artifacts that make your character stronger. So that hopefully you get stronger along with the game getting harder to make it possible for you to beat it. There are different modes and all different kinds of characters and abilities, and it's really, really fun. I've put several hundred hours into this game. I think there's only a few characters I don't have the alternate skins for. It's really fun. It's definitely out of these. Well, actually, that's not true. It's one of the games I'm still playing. I still play Beat Saber. I still play Minecraft, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I just remember the first time playing this game, and just being, I don't know, with certain games, it's very hard to give me the feeling of that I know I'm playing a good game. I know I'm playing this game, and I know I'm going to put hundreds of hours into this game. All of these are games that have given me that kind of feeling. And I know the first time I played this, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to be playing a lot of this. I'm going to be playing a lot of this. And there's just so much to unlock. There's like little lore bits here and there. It's great. Every character plays differently. This is so many different play styles. I personally like the loader the best because you can Spider-Man around the map and you take no fall damage, which is great for me because I fall quite a bit. And I played this game when it was still in early access, when it wasn't fully released, back when the game didn't have an ending or much story to it. Now it does. I think it'd be even better if they had. I don't know if they do. I think that's prismatic. What's what the I haven't really done the prismatic trials too much, but I think that's what they are, the prismatic trials. I think it's like similar to the way the game was in pre-release, where it was just you go for as long as you can until you die. So you could be like on round 1,000,000, and you get some really OP builds that like insta wipe enemies, and like you'd basically go until your computer crashes. I mean, I have to say the story's great. I did like that mode better. I haven't done the prismatic trials. I don't know if that's what that is. But there's an online mode too. You can find people from all over the world to help play. The only problem is everyone is an item hog. It's really hard to find people who are like, "Oh, you're playing this character? Well, this item is good for this character, the character you're playing. So I'm not gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna mark it and leave it for you to come pick up because I know it's good for your character and the build that you're probably going for." Which is what I do sometimes. But most people, they don't care about how many items you have. They only care about how many items they have. Which obviously then I die and then they don't have any support, and then they die and we don't win because of it. The solo mode is still pretty fun. Those goddamn overloading worms. If you've played this game, you know the curse of the overloading worm. God damn, those things suck so much. Should I be rating these as we go? I don't really see a need to, because you know I like them. I'm not gonna give Beat Saber a 2 because you know I like it. It's in my top 9, so I don't see a point to rating these. So I'm just gonna keep going. Ideally, I would have liked to save this next one for last. But this is where it is on the picture, so I'm gonna talk about it next. It is Minecraft. Where do I even start with Minecraft? The single game that I have played the most in my life. The single game that has had the most influence on me and my entire friend group in my life. The game that cannot die, that has been resurrected yet again and is popular, and I'm so happy to see that. Minecraft. I first played Minecraft when it came out in its beta on the Xbox 360 back in 2011, 2012. I don't really remember when. I think it was 2011, but I could be wrong. Oh my god. I mean, I was a kid. I was horrified of the night. When you first create your world back then, it autoed to peaceful. But that didn't stop me from being terrified, and my first night I dug a hole and I sat in it, and I looked straight up at the night sky with the nostalgic Minecraft music playing, just scared to death something was gonna come in and kill me. Playing Minecraft for the first time is an experience everybody needs to have, because it is just such a revolutionary game. And I know a lot of people think it's for kids, and you're not wrong. It absolutely is. But there are some of us who played it as kids, and it just has such a tight grip on us that we're still playing it now, because it just gives us, like I said, with Beat Saber, it scratches an itch other games just can't get to. I don't know if it's nostalgia. I don't know if it's just the game. I don't know if it's the music. there's just something so incredible about it. There's no, well, there is some story, but you spawn in. You spawn in and you play. You do whatever the hell you want. You break a mountain, you build a house, you kill some zombies, you speed run it. There's just so many different ways to play Minecraft, and there's so many different things to do. There's even more things to do when you play it with friends. Yeah, like I said, I played the Xbox 360 version for the first 3 years of me playing Minecraft. I only switched over to PC. Well, it's been a while now, but for the first 3 years, I was on the Xbox 360 playing this. Oh, I don't know how I did that with a controller. Oh my god, mouse and keyboard's so much better. I do have to say. But I've bought so many copies of this game for friends, for my girlfriend, on my PS4, on my Xbox 360, on my grandma's computer when I was a kid, and I had to sleep over at her house for a little bit. If you don't like Minecraft, it's because you don't like the Dream SMP. There's no other reason to not like Minecraft. It is just such an influential game that has been around since it was created, and it is continuing to make strides that make it an even better game than it was when I was a kid. And I'm very happy to see it still around and to see people experience it like I did. It really is just like those memories of just messing around in creative mode, building stuff out of bedrock because you thought it was cool. I wish, oh my god, I wish I still had my original world from the Xbox. I would totally show it. But the USB stick I kept it in got corrupted, and I lost the first 3 years of Minecraft that I'd ever played. My very first world, and a creative world that I put two years of my childhood into is, it's gone, and I've long accepted it, that it's not coming back, and that I'm never going to see it again, no matter how desperately I want to. All right, next up we have Destiny. Now Destiny's pretty special to me, among all these other games as well, but I was a big Halo 4 kid on my Xbox 360. I played a lot of Halo 4, and when Destiny came out, I was a little skeptical, because it's the same kind of, like, I think Destiny was the game I played shortly after Infamous. I don't think it came out in 2016, I think it came out a little bit later, but it was the next big game after Infamous that I played. I mean, I know I shitted on the 151 apologists for Pokemon, but year one of Destiny is an irreplaceable feeling to me. Destiny was the single most grind intensive RPG I have ever played. And I've played a lot. I'm a big RPG guy, which is why I got so into it. Like, RPG, but with gun RPG, okay. Especially year one Destiny, like Destiny 2 is still grind intensive as hell. Year one OG Destiny is the grindiest thing ever. I still don't have every gun in that game, every piece of armor, all the exotics. I don't have them all because I didn't have time to put in to get them. I remember waking up at 3 a.m. to do one of the weapon challenges for an exotic gun. And I remember playing from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. It took me 4 hours to grind for this because the mission only appeared at a certain time of day. And I guess for whatever reason, my time zoning put me at 3 a.m. for when this would happen next. I remember you had to wait for a certain thing to appear, and you had to kill it. If you didn't kill it in time, it would reset and you'd have to wait another 3 hours or hour until it came back and you get to try again. it was so grindy for even anything good. And Destiny's always been grindy. Like I said, like if you didn't play every single day, if you didn't invest 4 hours of Destiny, you would immediately fall behind the curve. The way like your progress in the game is judged is called your light level. And if you didn't play, you'd be like 10, sometimes 20 light levels behind the curve. People would get ahead of you so quickly. It was great. The story wasn't anything special. I don't remember liking it for the story. The only thing I liked about it was the idea of the Traveler. Just this big orb. No one knows what the hell it is, but it's important and it like keeps us alive or whatever. Yeah, but I loved so much of Destiny. I played so much of it. I got mad at so much of it. It's a love-hate relationship for sure with Destiny. I never got into super like a lot of the story. I know the Destiny 2 story is a lot better. I played year 1 of Destiny 2. I never played any of the expansions for Destiny 2 because I fell out of it at that point. Because there was like already 3 expansion packs for Destiny for the first one. And I know I'll play Destiny 2, but the second they release an expansion, I'm not gonna play it anymore. I'm gonna be honest with Bungie isn't my favorite game company. They are pretty microtransaction intensive. You know, not that I expect every game developer to release free updates all the time, but like Destiny 2 almost has as much DLC as like World of Warcraft does at this point. Which isn't a good thing. I mean, Blizzard. The most notable memory I have of Destiny is fighting the Vex for the first time, which are the alien robots. I don't know what it is about the Vex. I love them. Like it's alien robots done perfectly. Like the fact that like their weak spots in their stomach and not their head. Like literally every other enemy in the game, their weak spot is their head, except for maybe a few select bosses. The weak spot is the head. With the Vex, it's the stomach. It's they stand out because they're like the fact that they spray white goo everywhere. When you kill them is it's so unique. And they're like a robot race done right in an RPG. Some of my favorite missions were fighting the Vex. I remember one of the Vanguard raids. I forget, it was like the giant one that had the big sniper rifle. That was my favorite mission. It was like the black, oh my god, what was it called? The Black Vault? Oh, what was the black? I don't remember. Black something. It might have been the Black Vault. That's my favorite mission. I played that like 6 to 10 times in a row. Like almost every day, because that was my favorite mission. I loved that. I had to memorize. I knew where enemies were going to appear. I knew how many enemies were going to appear. I knew the perfect like strategies to take them out in a like efficient manner, when to like use your ultimate and all that stuff. Like I had it down. And don't even get me started on 3 a.m. Destiny raids. Oh my god, raids in Destiny are something special. It's great. I do have to admit, the one thing Destiny 2 got down was the raids. The raids in Destiny 2 are so much better than the originals. I will admit, but I still like the original Destiny so much better than Destiny 2. Next game. Alright, next up is Need for Speed Most Wanted. Now this one's kind of out of the blue, because you can kind of get a sense like, oh yeah, okay, rhythm game, okay, story game, open world adventure game, and then just fucking Need for Speed. I don't like Need for Speed games, but Need for Speed Most Wanted is different. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think it had just like for the time crazy graphics for the time. I remember going over to my cousin's house and playing this game for the first time because he was really into racing games at the time. I don't like racing games and I don't like Need for Speed, but playing this game with him and just like taking turns, driving around the city, like outrunning the cops, finding all the cool cars, doing all the like crazy stunt challenges. It's there's just something about Most Wanted. It feels completely different from any other Need for Speed. And I've played all of them. Well, not all of them, but I've played quite a few. And none of them have made me feel like Most Wanted does. There's something Most Wanted has that the other games just don't. But the thing that sucks is it's an EA game. And it's in the EA library. And that makes it, of course, very hard to play. Because you can get it on Steam, but you can't play it on Steam. It's so weird. Also, heads up, don't buy this game on Steam. Buy it on the EA lab. The EA lab. Buy it in the EA store. If you buy this game on Steam, what it will do is it will download the EA application Origin, and you will have wasted your money because you won't be able to play it. Because EA will be like, you don't own this game. You don't have it downloaded. But you're like, oh, but I can't. Okay, well then let me download it. I bought it. Nope, you don't own it, so you can't download it. But EA, I bought it. Nope, you didn't buy it. Can't download it. It's the same thing with Epic Games. Epic Games and the Origin launcher are shit. I'm sorry, but fuck you, EA. Fuck you, Epic Games. Your launchers are shit. Fix them. They suck. But that's that. That's aside from Most Wanted. Most Wanted is a very good game. I haven't played. It's probably my least played game on this list. But like I said, I was talking about that like feeling that I get in like my heart, where I feel like completely immersed, and I get like these happy tingles, pure serotonin in my brain when I play all of these games. And Most Wanted is one of them, whether I like it or not. And now we get to one of the best single-player story games I have ever played in my entire life. Marvel / Insomniac's Spider-Man.
All units, level 4 mobilization. Location, Fisk Tower.
Fisk is and will always be, in my heart, the best superhero game of all time. I haven't had a chance to play the Miles Morales game because I don't have a PS5 because I'm a little broke boy. And I'm sure it's great, but I haven't played it yet, so I can't officially say whether or not I like it more than the original Spider-Man for PS4. This was a game I waited 2 years to play, from the time it was announced to the time it was released. This was my profile picture for my school account. in high school, because I was eagerly awaiting this game. I was so freaking excited for this game. This is the first game I played from beginning to end in a single playthrough. It was one of the first all-nighters I ever pulled. I did not stop playing this game from start to end. To preface this, the first Spider-Man game I played was The Amazing Spider-Man 2 for PS4. And if you've ever played The Amazing Spider-Man 2 for PS4, you'd know it isn't good. And to go from that to this game was like I died and went to heaven, because Insomniac Spider-Man is incredible. I remember seeing the first trailer for it like a couple months before the launch, with Mr. Negative and the helicopter and the construction building. Oh my god. Like, talk about one of the most influential games for the time. And now they're making a Wolverine game. The PS4, or not the PS4, the Sony game presentation was just yesterday. They're making the Wolverine, they're making Spider-Man 2 with Venom. Like, I'm gonna, when I get a PS5, I'm gonna be set for a couple of years just playing those games, because if they're anything like this one, they're gonna be good. They're gonna be very, very good. And I haven't even played any of the DLC for this game. I've done full playthroughs on the hardest difficulty 4 or 5 times. I've revisited it more times than any game other than Beat Saber. I beat the whole thing every time. I don't like play it halfway through and I'm like, I'm kind of bored. I'm not gonna play this. I play the whole way through every time, just like swinging around. Like, the momentum in it is just so satisfying. I know it's taken a lot from the Arkham series. I've never played the Arkham games, but I know they're good. And the combat is very Arkham style, as it still has a lot of things that make it its own standalone thing. And the one thing the Amazing Spider-Man 2 for PS4 had was the stealth missions were very, very fun to play. And this game, I gotta say, made them even better. The stealth takedowns they're just so satisfying. When, though, the one thing I wish is that when you stealth take down every guy, right? What happens in the game is when you stealth take down every guy without being spotted, the game doesn't know what to do, so it just pretends like you got spotted, and all the guys come running out to beat you up. The only thing I wish is that, like, I don't know, you like win and you don't have to fight at all if you get all the stealth takedowns nailed perfectly. But the stealth is very good. Stealth is very good. The story is very good. I love how they did Silver Sable. All the characterizations are great. The story is very, like, heartfelt as well. Like, I can tell they put a lot from it. I don't know if it's from a comic specific or if it's its own standalone thing. I don't know. I am a bit of a comic guy, but I'm not a huge comic guy. There's only a few that I know really well, and there's like hundreds. So, but yeah, Insomniac knows what they're doing. And when I get to play Miles Morales and when I get to play Spider-Man 2, I'm sure I'll feel the same, and I'm sure they'll have even like tightened everything up even more than it already is. But yeah, that is my my list of top 9. Like I said, this game is just for me to make something. I don't expect you to watch this, but if you do, and you're watching this right now, holy shit, why do you care about the opinion of a 20-year-old kid who doesn't know what he's doing with his life? Thank you either way. I hope you have a good day, good night, whatever time it is for you out there. Thank you for indulging me and my useless opinions. Check me out on Twitch, Green Infinita on Twitch. If you're seeing this, I stream every now and then, about 3 times a week. We have fun. I'm not going for any like super big fame, but like, I'm not gonna lie, it'd be kind of nice. But have a good one, everybody. Thanks again for watching. I'm not even going to ask you to subscribe. Why would you? I'll see you later. Have a good one.